Boys and girls, welcome in, welcome back. This is episode 8 of the Unclutch podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris.
Hey, it's Isaiah.
And today, we're going to get into a little bit of Rockets recap. We're going to talk about how they've been doing the last week. You know, since the cups were over, the NBA done wrapped back up. A couple more games. So they had some battles. They had some easy wins. We'll talk about that a little bit. But first, how was your Christmas?
As an older person, as you know, we don't have kids, so it's a little bit different. It's not as exciting or special as it used to be, but I can't complain. I really didn't do anything. I ate some good homemade food and just, relaxed.
Okay. I don't have any kids of my own. I have my 2 little puppies, but no actual kids. But I stopped by Mom's house. She was excited, happy to see me. We had a couple of cousins over, and we basically just kind of chilled out and spent the time together over there. It was cool. My mom made gumbo. I got some gumbo if you want.
Seafood gumbo?
Yeah, seafood gumbo.
Yeah, sure. I'm not a fan of seafood.
You're not a fan of seafood?
I'm not allergic, but I'm close to it, if that makes sense.
I don't understand.
I'll throw up, is what I'm saying. But I'm not allergic. It's like a mental thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a bad experience at Red Lobster one time, years ago. And I wasn't a big seafood person before that.
Okay.
I do fried shrimp. I do whatever Long John Silver's fish is. I'm sure it's not the best kind of fish.
Probably catfish.
Probably. And then I'll do salmon, smoked salmon.
Okay.
But before that, I don't do oysters, crawfish.
You don't do crawfish?
Nah.
That's
even when I did eat seafood. So I
that's
do
tough.
kind of wish I did, because it would open up that kind of door to different kind of foods, and everybody's like, oh, I can't wait for crawfish season. But I know it's expensive, so at least I'm saving money, I feel like.
Well, I mean,
per pound it's expensive. It gets expensive.
It gets expensive, yeah. Because people like me, I can only eat about 2 pounds of crawfish.
That'd be $50. Huh?
That's not, no. It's $20.
Oh, for 2 pounds?
For 2 pounds.
I guess it depends on the season.
Yeah.
Where you go to.
So, it'd be 2 pounds. You get it for $20. If you get it bundled into a little meal, they'll give you corn. They'll give you potatoes.
Yeah. The seasoning is cool.
The seasoning is really
the
good.
The boil is cool. I like seeing people make it, if that makes sense. I watch them cook on Instagram or something. The people that just throw down. Everybody has their own kind of style how to do it. Some people I've seen people put Sunny D in there. Vietnamese people put Sunny D in the boil.
Shoot. Orange juice is one of the staples for the boil, so it makes sense.
Though. I've seen Asian people do it. I've seen people that from Texas do it that way, but Louisiana people don't do it that way.
Really?
From what I've seen.
Okay.
They do it their own pure version. But everybody got their own little style. But they got the Holy Trinity, celery, I don't know the other two, onion, and something else. But it's a trinity of seasonings that they use.
It's carrots, onion, and celery. That's the trinity, bro. Yeah. And then
they take it serious too over there. So.
Okay. I mean, I'm a huge fan of seafood. Not all seafood. I'm not gonna go crazy on every seafood, but if you invite me to a seafood boil, I'll be happy to go for sure. So in the comment section, team seafood boil or not,
I think most people
you might be in the minority on that one.
Probably.
Especially down south.
Yeah. Most of my friends aren't very picky eaters when it comes to stuff like that. But I'll just be yeah, that's not for me. I'll go and sit with y'all if y'all go to a seafood place, a sushi spot or whatever, but I just won't eat.
Okay. So you can smell it and tolerate the smell and stuff, but
no, I just
you can't eat it. You can't ingest it.
At this point, I know for sure it's a mental thing. So I don't even push my luck.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to throw up.
Okay. Interesting. That's interesting. I mean, to each their own. I know someone who isn't allergic, but they just absolutely cannot stand condiments. Period.
No ketchup,
mayonnaise,
it's
relish,
messy or what?
I don't know. She said that she just doesn't do condiments. Huh?
Damn.
So
that's extreme. I feel like that's extreme. Or my food can't touch type people.
You know what? I need to talk to her and see if she eats peanut butter and jelly, because those are both considered condiments. Yeah.
I don't know. Because it's not you can have packaged peanut butter. It's not going to be on the table.
There are the little cups.
Yeah, it could be. But that's for dipping. For celery or whatever. White people do ants on a log with just celery, peanut butter, and raisins.
That's
I'm never doing that.
Disgusting,
Nah,
actually.
That's a Caucasian people snack.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. That took a turn here. Anyway, bringing it back.
Food podcast now. Cooking with
Hey,
Chris.
Yeah.
Oh no, you about to get sleep on the couch. You start singing that song.
Yep. Don't get up and twerk. No,
we're not doing that.
But yeah, so the holidays was pretty good. Thanks. Merry Christmas to everyone. If you didn't see the last one, this one's gonna pop up a little bit later than Christmas, but we still wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This will be out before that,
probably.
So, I mean, if the Lord says the same. So,
yeah.
But yeah, the Rockets, they've had a couple of good games.
Yeah, against like two weaker East opponents, the Raptors and the Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, a win's a win. You got to play who's on the schedule, but the East is very weak.
Yeah.
So that's a good way to go into, like, the Christmas break per se, because we didn't play on Christmas Day. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, we show out this year and we can be able to get a Christmas game. If not next year, maybe the year after if we get a star. I always love watching the NBA on Christmas. I didn't even try to attempt to watch NFL games yesterday. I don't care about Beyonce at all.
Well, they were all blowouts.
Yeah, and then 2 games, right?
Yeah.
So it was Chiefs versus who?
Was it 2 games? Yeah,
I know it was Ravens versus Texans.
It's Ravens versus Texans.
We put up 2 points, and the Chiefs versus who?
The Chiefs played.
Steelers?
Was it the Steelers?
Let's look.
Oh my goodness, I'm blanking out. I watched the game.
Chiefs Steelers 29-10.
There we go. Yeah, 29-10. Yeah, the Steelers couldn't move the ball at all.
We scored 2 points yesterday, and that was a safety,
mm-hmm.
which is ridiculous. But
we also couldn't move the ball at all.
I didn't even try. I have Netflix. I didn't even try to watch. I was like, I have no. Christmas is for NBA, bro. Even LeBron said it.
Yeah.
So
I did.
And he's like, I love the NFL, but Christmas is our day, and he's absolutely right.
Mm-hmm. And it was backed by the
numbers.
The numbers. Right? That was like the most viewed game.
The Warriors versus the Lakers.
Yeah.
The Lakers winning with the Austin Reeves final bucket layup.
That wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, he said it after the fact. He's like, hey, that play wasn't for me. He's like, we know.
Yeah.
he's a good player.
No one was questioning who that played.
LeBron got jammed by Draymond. Like legit,
mm-hmm.
Jammed. So he was playing football. He had a crazy foul yesterday too,
mm-hmm.
where he hugged 2 players, Reeves and somebody, I think Hachimura. And then he jumped, and so all 3 of them fell down. It was crazy. You didn't see that one?
I didn't see that.
You gotta see that.
But I mean, Draymond has always been a little aggressive. I guess I can say he's always been a little aggressive.
Yeah, it was like a WWE move. Let's see if they'll show it. Maybe we can clip it or not. Okay, well, you see 3 people on the ground. See how he grabbed them?
Well, he locked arms and just fell down.
A little kid, yeah. He locked arms here.
That's crazy. That's a WWE. Yeah, that's a WWE. That's like a football move.
That's a finisher.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Draymond, we need you to do better, bro. We need you to do better. And it ultimately didn't even get y'all the win. Y'all ended up losing. But it was a great game, by the way. It was a great game, back and forth.
Let's go top performers here. We got LeBron James, 31 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds. Austin Reeves, 26, 10, and 10. Nice triple-double. Anthony Davis got hurt. Only played 7 minutes last night. He twisted his ankle. Non-contact.
Yeah.
It's like he stepped on something, like a phantom object.
That was a weird... he went down kind of weird.
I mean, he's damn near 7 foot. So, I mean, you fall hard when you're that big.
Mm-hmm.
But... man, they call him Mr. Glass for a reason. I mean, I wouldn't even call him street clothes anymore. That's should be strictly for Zion or Kawhi because they really don't play. But definitely like a Mr. Glass moment. I know KP went out yesterday too. Celtics ended up losing to 76ers who looked really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Martin had 7 out of 9 threes made, and everybody was healthy except, of course, for Jerry McCain.
Right.
But the 76ers can continue that into the new year. I mean, they can actually do something.
They'll make some noise. They're not going
anywhere.
Yeah, they're not going to beat the Celtics in a game in a series.
No. Absolutely not.
Nah.
But I mean, at least they made it interesting and fun, and it's cool to see that. So
right.
On the opposite side, we got Wiggins, 21 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. And Steph Curry, 38 points, 6 assists, 1 rebound. He kind of turned up in the second half.
Right.
To make it a game. And, Curry, he might have a shooting slump from now and then. People are saying Father Time's catching up with him. But best player on the team, getting double teamed, always running miles, trying to get open off the screen to shoot his threes. One of the best scorers of all time. So
yeah. That's also just like one of the things. Like when you're getting old, a lot of things leave: your speed, your acceleration, explosiveness. But what doesn't leave,
that touch,
that jump shot.
Yeah,
that he's gonna be 45. If he wants to play till 45, he still will be a legitimate 3 threat.
Yeah,
at 45,
he just won't be coming off as much, and maybe the movement off the ball will slow down a little bit. But it'd be nice to see him get some support. I know they just got Schroeder over there. That's not enough, to contend in today's time. But I hope they do him right, do right by him at least, and bring him some more talent so he can age gracefully and not have to put the team on his back as he's doing right now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I'm all for giving him some more help, but James Harden does it himself, night in, night out, and he's the same age. So, I do think he needs more help, but Curry gotta put up some James Harden numbers, man. He can't just be shooting. He gotta pass the ball. He gotta get some boards. He gotta do some more stuff.
He's definitely not a rebound guy for
sure. He's not. But the thing about it is he's only 2 inches shorter than James Harden. Like if you're shooting from 3, though,
it's you gotta crash. And at a certain point, if you're not in there, the speed of the game is so fast that you gotta get back. Because once the ball's up, some people know I'm not getting this rebound. I'm going. They're sprinting. So the rebound, long rebound, throwing it down, touchdown pass, things like that. So it's a different game. It's different. Everybody has their roles to play. I don't think he's ever worried about getting boards.
Nah, that's not.
Speaking of boards, yesterday that Josh Hart, towards the end of that game against the Spurs, was probably the best game of the day. Spurs versus Knicks. Got those 2 offensive rebounds towards the end to run out the clock and get the W. Knicks end up winning that game 117-114. Wemby had 42 points, I believe.
Yeah.
Go ahead and check that. He had 45, but they waved off that last 3.
They waved it off?
Yeah, because they called a foul before the shot went up.
Oh,
which, he would have tied Wilt Chamberlain for 45 points in a Christmas Day debut. So Wemby's definitely the future. I was listening to a podcast earlier today where they said, hey, I don't care if the Spurs are bad or good. I want to see Wemby play every Christmas. And honestly, I agree.
Yeah.
You see a freak of nature out there like 7'5", just doing crazy things. It was a very entertaining game. Like I said, it's the best game yesterday for sure, and it was the first game. So I was like awake. I was ready to go. Great game. NBA
way to set the tone for the day.
Yeah. Man, the NBA on Christmas is legit. I just wish they put more into like Christmas Day jerseys and let the shoes. I want to see Christmas Day shoes come out like they used to.
Yep.
That's what I want to see, but man, it looked good, man.
LeBron had some shoes, and it caught my attention, so that's how I know that they're
like a mismatch.
It was a mismatch, green and I want to say pink or red, maybe. Real holiday themed. So I had the guys in the Discord look it up, and I believe the
Brandon put it in there.
Yeah, the shoe guys in Discord has found it. I'll post a picture in here.
Did you see the D-Books, the Oogie Boogie? These he wasn't playing yesterday, Devin Booker, but he debuted these in like shoot around warm up.
Oh, I didn't.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see that. Those look nice. We're gonna put those Oogie Boogies
put a picture
up.
In there.
Yeah, we'll throw that up there as well. But these 2 tones from LeBron was really nice. They
you put it in general yesterday.
Was it general?
LeBron 22 Limelight.
Yeah, the Limelight 22s. I am a fan. I tell you that.
Yeah. Not bad. Look a little bulky.
I don't.
This. Maybe when he wears it makes it look good.
It looked a little bit like they had more white in it than. Like they are really nice to look at. So. I mean, if we have any shoe heads in the comments, let us know. WLRN for those Limelight 22s. N is neutral. N means you don't care. So those are some really good games.
Yeah.
I have no complaints about that. So let's say theoretically, if the NFL had any shot of taking Christmas Day from the NBA. What would have to happen?
Just marquee matchups. I mean, they did put Patrick Mahomes on Christmas Day, and everybody. Let me not say everybody loves Patrick Mahomes, but he's a dynamic player.
Right.
Either you hate him or you love him. And they have Beyonce. So I mean, they did what they could. Netflix showed out a lot of money. I think they paid $150 million for both games, which is insane. But as a basketball fan, first and foremost, I'm not watching it. It wasn't on regular TV. Like, I have Netflix.
Yeah.
But I was in the living room, and there's no Netflix in the living room.
Okay.
Only in my room. It's not a smart TV that's in my living room, just like a regular TV hooked up to cable. So I'm not going to switch back and forth. I could have streamed the game if I wanted to, or I could have just went in the other room and had it on as well, but I didn't care enough.
Okay.
I got football. There's so many days that football's played, and we just had a game Saturday as the Texans, and Tank Dell got hurt and he's out for the season. So from playing Saturday to Wednesday, that's just too close to play a football game. Like, that's damn near a back-to-back. That's not good. So I don't like that for the NFL. I don't like that we're playing an extra game. It's been like 2 or 3 years since that's been implemented. 17 games, just like a money grab, and they don't really care about players' overall longevity or health. That clearly shows. I think this month of December, the Texans played more games than they should have. Like, if I look at it, I don't know it off the top of my head, but we played a number of games like very close together. Which is not good. Football, you can't do that. Back-to-back basketball, not great. It can be done.
Baseball, they do it all the time.
Baseball, fine. You're standing around, like, it's a slower game. You're not getting, like, hit by a car. It's like a car crash every time.
Yeah.
NFL, you're getting hits and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
CJ was shooken up after that Tank Dell injury. He's crying.
Is that what you're gonna call it? I mean, I'm not gonna.
He was crying on TV.
He was.
And I don't blame him. I know some people are like talking mess, whatever, but like, that's his close friend, and you don't want to see anybody get hurt, especially not a guy you really count on.
Right.
And that's his friend, like I said. So I'm not gonna clown somebody for crying.
Oh, I thought you meant that he was shook up from the injury last week, which was why he had a bad performance.
No, I'm not gonna say that, but I know he was shook up against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
We ended up losing that game. We ended up losing yesterday as well to the Ravens.
Destroyed.
But I mean, Lamar's like MVP. So
see, that's the thing. I mean, this is unrelated to basketball, but who do you have for the NFL MVP?
Lamar.
You got Lamar?
Yeah, just from like watching from afar, numbers wise, and just the overall team success. Like, it's hard to keep up with the NFL with most of the games being played Sunday at around the same time, unless you're just glued to the TV with all the packages that you need, like Red Zone, all the things like that. Then it's hard to keep up and really watch games. So just from narratives that I hear when I occasionally peep in and watch or listen to NFL, like the Herd or something like that.
Yeah.
Colin Cowherd, Nick Wright, people like that talk about football. I just gotta say Lamar.
Okay. Depending on these last two games, right now Saquon Barkley is my front runner.
It's hard for running back to win MVP.
I know, which is why I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for him because it is difficult for running backs to get that award. He is having a crazy season this year. I think he's at like 1,800 rushing yards for the year. I mean, Derrick Henry is right behind him at 1,700, but that's also a part of the reason why. I feel like since Derrick Henry has 1,700 rushing yards, that kind of hurts Lamar's MVP race because he's doing. Don't get me wrong, he's doing great, but because Derrick Henry is also having massive success, it kind of diminishes his most valuable player. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
From the word.
When your team is better overall, it's like, well, you're on a good team. It's like, I'm on a good team. I'm making it easier for him. He's making it easier for me. I mean, he was always a dual threat anyway, but he's only gotten more accurate and more protective with the ball, less turnovers, things like that.
4 picks, and people have argued they're not even.
You see his picks, exactly. You go look at the picks. It's like Butterfingers through somebody's hand,
right?
Or somebody got popped and it goes against him. So, I mean, that's a negative with the turnover stat. You really got to deep dive and see those, but also passing stats can get inflated with a lot of yards after catch. But it is what it is. It's
double-edged
dichotomy. So, football is very. There's a lot that goes into football, and it's hard to keep up with, like I said, and to really like stay with a team. You have to like really be locked in,
right,
and know all the guys on the roster, and you got to watch individual play, so you're understanding. Hey, this guy's not doing this. It's a lot, for sure. So, but I appreciate all sports and all the nuance in it. I just personally don't have time to be as invested as I probably could be or should be. So,
okay, that's well spoken, well said. Me, I am football is my second love, so I'll talk football
and
with
stuff
you.
like that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I play 2K as well. Yeah.
I got a PS5. I know. Shout out Brandon. He got a PS5 at Christmas too.
Oh yeah. Anybody want that smoking Madden, or anybody want to run some rec or some Pro Am in 2K?
Drop that shit.
Hit me up. Put it. Post in the comments your gamer tag. We can build a gaming community. I have a Twitch channel that I in my free time I'll stream and I'll play on that. So we cover all avenues on this channel.
Yeah, everybody's like well-rounded. I think it's great to have different avenues. You're into like fixing cars, working on cars, stuff like that. I do like running. I post some pickleball content on this channel the other day. My old friend, high school buddy Brian, hit me up and we played Sunday. Him and his fiance. So it was nice. It's nice to do different things, and so you're not getting burnt out of one thing.
Right.
Which can happen very quickly. So.
And you wonder why he's always running all over the court, grabbing all the boards, doing all the hustle plays, the money he plays. It's because he's out here running and playing pickleball. I wish I had.
I don't know if you had a chance to look at some of the games. It's fun.
I understand how to play pickleball, but
it's fun to play.
I couldn't play pickleball. My knees would yell at me, bro.
I mean, it's an older person's sport because the court's so small. Like if you're playing with a partner, you don't have to run. You're pretty much running from like up and down rather than side to side.
Right.
So it's not, and once you come up to what they call the line of the kitchen, you're really just volleying. It's not that bad. It's like an older person's sport for old people to stay active, but young people kind of like took it over. So.
Okay. Well, for me, like my biggest issue is short area quickness. So if that's what pickleball is,
it can be like that at a higher level.
Okay.
But on the lower, like if you're just having fun, it's more just like back and forth. It's not crazy. It's just more like a leisurely sport.
Okay.
Anytime I like invite people out, they tell me they had a good time. So I don't play as often as I used to, or I'd like to, but I always have a decent time when I play.
Okay.
As long as I like stay within my means and don't go too crazy.
Okay, understandable. Well, my only experience with pickleball, this happened a while ago. I want to say around 2017, 2018. I've always traveled for work, right? And one day or one job that I was working in Florida. I was working in Florida doing some repair work because of the Katrina and Rita had blown through. So we were doing repair work for some hotels out there, and then one of the supervisors, he was like, I want to say he was like 35 at the time. He was like mid-30s for sure, and he was just he was a white dude. He was just like this stuck-up dude. Like he was just like better than everybody about all kind of stuff, right? And we started talking about either football or basketball, one of the main sports, and he came by. Oh, you guys are talking about basketball. Why don't you ever talk about a real sport, right? And I'm like, real sport. Those are probably as real as you can get.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, what sport is a real sport to you? And he comes out with pickleball.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Never heard of pickleball before in my life.
I just got hype like a couple years back.
Yeah.
Like real hype.
Right. So he's like, pickleball, dude, that takes skill at all levels, and then it's just it's most of the time it's either just you or teams, so that it's only it's all of the offense and all the defense is on you. You have to do everything. You don't have to worry about it being a team sport. What whoop in the third, and so I was like, okay, cool. He then explains what pickleball is, and I was like, tennis.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like,
smaller tennis, bigger ping pong is what I say.
But so when I said that, I promise, he looked at me like I cussed him out. He was like, no, it's nothing like that.
As a tennis player, first and foremost, at first I was hating on it because that's what you see on like social. Mm-hmm. It's because people play pickleball on tennis courts, and you pull up to the tennis court, you want to play tennis. But now that pickleball has become more mainstream, there's actually facilities. And I prefer to play indoors. So I don't hate on it. Before I would like see it, I wouldn't like comment like, oh, this is lame or this is, whack. I'm like, I understand the appeal. It is very fun, and the level of entry is lower. So I can't go play tennis with somebody who does not know how to play tennis. I'm not gonna have fun. Right. We're not gonna hit the ball back and forth. Pickleball, the level is so low that if you can have decent hand-eye coordination, we can have fun. Like we can just hit the ball back and forth, and it won't be like dangerous. Like if I serve to you and you never play tennis, you probably won't serve it back. You probably won't touch it. That's like me like those trying to play with an MLB player. Like he's pitching 100 and you've never played baseball before. You're not going to touch the ball. Or even if you do, you're not putting in play. Yeah. So, that's why I like to play pickleball, because the way they set it up too with open play, you just pay $15 like 3 hours and you will find opponents. You'll find a partner and you'll find opponents to play. You just put your paddle in like a queue. 4 paddles get together. Next court opens up. You hop on that court. You play to 11. Win by 2. It's fun. So I've been wanting to record the games, and I just happened to do it that Sunday and upload them. So
I can't remember. Is scoring points good or bad?
Good. So let's say me and you are on a team and we're playing, let's say Manuel and Diego, who also play. If we serve first, it would be 0-0-2. So like second serve. Okay. Because you only get that one serve on your first time. So let's say you're serving and we win that point, so it's 1-0-2. And let's say the next time you serve again, but we lose. So now it's their turn. So let's say Manuel is the first server. It'll be 0-1-1 because they have 0 and we have 1. Okay. He's the first server. Let's say he hits it out, so you only get 1 serve. Then Diego's turn, so it'll be 0-1-2 because he's a second server. And then let's say he wins that point, so it's 1-1-2. Right. And let's say they lose again, then you'd serve and then I'd serve. So now it's 2 serve. That sounds
like simple. It's simple when you explain it, but when you get up to like 10 and 11, and it's 10, 1, what was it? It'll be like 10 points to 9. So it'll be 10 points 9, me, 9 points them, first serve. It's not that bad when you start playing. I mean, because then let's say you have a discrepancy and you were really the second server, but you didn't call out your serve position. And now you have to call out your serve position?
You should. Okay. Because let's say if you're on the assumption that you're the first server, but you're really the second, that means that I will get a chance to serve again when I shouldn't. So that's like getting the ball back when you shouldn't.
They be cheating.
And you can only score on your serve. Okay. So on their serve, we're playing defense. And even if we win a point, we're not getting points. We just get to the next server. We just prevent them from getting a point. Yes. Okay. It's pretty fun. It gets competitive.
I'll have to check it out.
I think everybody should. Like I said, open play is usually around $5 an hour. I think it's well worth it. You get a number of games in. I didn't record all the games on Sunday. I think I just recorded like 6 of them because I didn't want to be that guy. Okay. But it's definitely worth it. Okay. In my opinion.
Yeah. Well. So yeah, that's my experience with pickleball.
Yeah, that dude's tripping though.
Bro. I'm telling you, we ended up like talking about it. And I don't know if he showed us a clip or something, but we were like, bro, pickleball is like easy. Like I'm granted,
there's levels to it.
Granted, I'm like, what am I now? 31. So 2017, I had to be like 22, 23.
Was it really that long ago?
Bro, it's 2024, bro.
Is what, 7 years ago?
Yeah.
7, 8 years ago almost. Wow.
So, yeah. Like 20, 23.
The way time works in my head is crazy, dude. I'm not going to lie to you.
Like I said, I was like 24 at the time, I believe, and then I was like, oh yeah, this is easy. That was before the knee issue set in. So I was in my athletic prime, So he was like, you can't beat me in it, and I was like, bro, you're like 40.
If you never played, I mean, the thing is with the older people, they have nuance of the game because they can't do things just on athleticism. You can beat somebody with your brain though, because it's about angles, it's about pace, it's about knowing where to be. There's a lot of nuance to the sport when you get better. Like if you watch me play, I like to play just like they call like a banger. So I'm just hitting the ball hard as fuck, But that's how I play tennis. And you'll lose that way. Like I'll lose games to people that are just like more patient and they come up to the kitchen line and they call it dinking, which you're hitting really soft shots, but you're placing them well. Yeah. I hate doing that. So I'll lose if you know how to dink and you're patient. Right. So you technically could be worse than me, but you're playing with more patience and more reserved. Right. And I just don't like playing like that personally. I think it gets boring when you're just
Yeah,
lollipop.
that's when strategy comes into
Yeah.
play, right? I mean, that goes for pretty much anything. Like in you know, in video games, whatever. The campers get kills. You know.
Yeah.
When you play football, you know, when you run the ball, you dink and dunk. Tom Brady wins championships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
check down stuff like that.
mm-hmm. So that's pretty much pretty much how it goes. That's how the Spurs ended up becoming the dynasty that they were, passing the ball and getting super high efficiently.
I miss that kind of basketball. I don't really see that often.
Yeah, it's not, because I told you they took the showmanship has been taken out of the game. Already, I mean, the showmanship is what the game is now. It's not
flashy stuff.
Yeah, it's
not a lot of fundamental basketball being played.
Yep.
A lot of things. Somebody said people nowadays play accidental basketball, so they're just driving and kicking instead of like actually running. It was a Kobe clip, and he was talking about that. I don't know if we could pull that up, maybe insert it into the pod.
Okay.
But he's talking about accidental basketball instead of like actually running plays.
And that'll wrap it up for episode 8 of the Unclutch podcast. Once again, I'm one of your hosts, Chris.
Hey, it's Isaiah.
Like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell your friend to tell their friend, and you know, that's kind of how this thing works. This is an ongoing community. We like to grow. Hopefully, this ends up being something to remember, because without you guys, you know, this is just another random podcast on the internet. There's lots of podcasts on the internet. So yeah, if you've made it this far, you consider throwing a like, subscribe. It's free. It costs you absolutely $0.
Yeah, support is free.
Yes,
for sure.
Support is free. So yeah, we're just gonna leave you with that. See you next week with episode 9. We'll have, of course, some more Rockets recap, and as the year shifts over to 2025, we're gonna start looking towards All-Stars and what you're thinking about the All-Stars. Who we have.
Yeah, this will be the last pod for the year.
Mm-hmm.
New Year's is next Wednesday, so.
Oh yeah, when you think about this is the last podcast of the year. Well, I guess I'll see you next year. We'll see you guys next year.
Well, we gonna Hoop Friday though.
Did I say I was down for that?
Yeah, you did.
I said I'd pull up.
That's down. That's what down means.